All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO'S TV, how's everybody doing out there? So I'm going to look up and down this Eastern Conference, right? The #1 team in the Eastern Conference right now is the Toronto Raptors. Toronto has 2 All-Stars in their starting lineup. They got a really good bench. They got hoopers. Milwaukee's #2. To me, Giannis is an All-Star, and I believe Chris Middleton is playing like an All-Star. At #3, Victor Oladipo and Indiana Pacers. They got a decent overall roster. Tyreke Evans and company. I'm not going to lie to you. They're an outlier in this conversation. Them and another team that I'm going to get to in a second. Philly's got damn near 3 All-Stars. Boston's got 2 or 3 All-Stars. Detroit, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond. Those are 2 All-Star caliber players. Orlando's #7 in the East right now. They're 8-8. They've had pretty much like 5 top 8 picks in the last 10 years in the draft, something like that. Like, they've always been bad, so they've always had top picks. Their picks just haven't panned out, but they got a lot of talent. I look up and down the roster of the Charlotte Hornets, and I think to myself, I like Malik Monk. I do like Malik Monk. I think he'll be a guy in this league. Like, let's make that clear. Nicholas Batum, his time has probably passed by. I'm looking at this team fight for a playoff spot, and I'm thinking, how? Michael Kidd-Gilchrist never panned out in my opinion. Miles Bridges, I like him. We'll see what he can do offensively going forward. He seems like an athletic guy more than anything. Marvin Williams never panned out. William Armand Gomez, he's playing better than what we expect. Bismack Biyombo, not playing well right now. Frank Kaminsky, ain't panned out. You know, I'm looking at up and down this roster. Jeremy Lamb never panned out. He's having a good year this year, but never panned out to be that combo guard that you can consistently count on in your starting lineup. And then there's Kemba Walker. He's averaging about 29 points a game, 6 assists, 4.5 rebounds. I'm sorry, Charlotte. It's time for someone else, a better organization, to get their hands on Kemba Walker. I'm sorry, Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. It's time for the Charlotte Hornets to do something about Kemba Walker. Reason why I say that is because no star is going to join that team. No star is joining the Charlotte Hornets. Michael Jordan, he can't convince a star to come to Charlotte. Honest to God, true, speaking of Michael Jordan real quick, though guys look up to Michael Jordan and they know he's the GOAT, there's no arguing that in all these kids' mind. Michael Jordan, I don't believe is the guy that can go into the room with one of these kids and get the deal done. Now, if Michael Jordan's gonna go meet with one of these young brothers on the court, and they're gonna play one-on-one against Mike, maybe that could get it done, because now that kid can think about their childhood and be like, oh crap, I'm playing against Michael Jordan one-on-one. This is the guy I looked up to. But unless that's gonna happen, all due respect to MJ, I don't think these kids relate to Michael Jordan and the lifestyle that he's lived for over 30 years of his life. I don't think Michael Jordan can convince a free agent to come to Charlotte. Guys don't want to play in Charlotte right now, at least, and I don't think Mike can do that. I don't think he could be the deciding factor. Atlanta and Charlotte are struggling to get free agents to come sign, even though they're popping cities in our culture. So what should the Charlotte Hornets do? Do you continue to let Kemba Walker light it up by himself? He scored 60 against Philadelphia. They still lost last night. Right now, Kemba Walker's stock is at an all-time high. I know last year they were thinking about trading him. His stock was not as high as what it is right now. This is more than just a starting point guard. You maybe could build a team around Kemba. Maybe. Charlotte might need to pull the plug on Kemba Walker to get some picks and rebuild this team. They're not in. You need 2 guys. If you're Charlotte right now, you need your top pick, and you need to go get a top pick from another team right now. That's what it's going to take for Charlotte to build this thing. They need Zion and RJ Barrett or something like that. Like, they need to rebuild it with 2 guys. They need to go do the Seattle Sonics / OKC Thunder formula. They need to rebuild it with a Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant pretty much at the same time, or at least a year apart from each other. They don't need to just have Kemba in his prime right now by himself. They don't have enough talent on the court. Kemba's averaging 28, 29 points a game this season, ladies and gentlemen. That team has no business vying for a playoff spot. Kemba's doing that right now. What Victor Oladipo and Kemba Walker are doing, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think it's time a team goes out and grabs Kemba Walker off the market. Give up a first. Give up 2 firsts if it takes it. Give up something. Give up a young prospect. He ain't becoming that. And he a loyal dude. Remember last year when Charlotte was close to trading Kemba? He was hurt about leaving Charlotte. He didn't want to. Those are the guys you take a chance on. Dear NBA teams, stop trying to sign Carmelo Anthony. Stop trying to sign Dwayne Wade. And go get you a Kemba Walker or a Victor Oladipo. These are 2 of the top 15 guys in the league right now. Go get one of these phenomenal guards that's doing it all for their team and ain't complaining. They were slept on coming out of college. Victor at Oladipo and Kemba at Connecticut. And I know Kemba had a phenomenal end of his career at Connecticut, but they still slept on him. He wasn't the #1 pick. He still dropped down a few spots. Man, go get you a Victor Oladipo and a Kemba Walker. Indiana's not trading Victor Oladipo, but go get you a Kemba Walker. Go grab him. If he's available, if Charlotte's looking to start this thing over, go pick this kid up. I'm looking at this kid's, just his overall vibe. He's got 1 year left on his deal. Y'all about to let that walk for nothing? Charlotte, do the right thing. Make the trade. Because I'm afraid Kemba Walker will, because he's such a loyal dude and Charlotte believed in him, I'm afraid Kemba Walker might pull an Anthony Davis and sign long term with that team, which will be the wrong move. Charlotte's maybe a decade away from grabbing a free agent. They got All-Star game this year. If they can't sign a free agent, and it's going to be a lot of guys on the market, after they had the All-Star game in Charlotte, so that means guys are going to be in Charlotte for pretty much about a week. If they still can't go get a guy, you know, all the big-time party promoters are going to be able to get in the athlete's ear, you know, let them know what the party seemed like, let them know where they be living at and all that. If they still can't go get a guy, it might be time to move on from Kemba. Do what's best for him and your franchise. Don't just let him put up stat for stat and y'all not going to go anywhere as a team and he not going to go anywhere as a player. That's my opinion. What do I know? I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. They are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO'S. Mr. TALIAFERRO'S.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the Triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.